And I'm excited.
We are excited. As we step into this new, amazing year of 2024, it's time for a rejuvenating, transformative journey. As we explore exciting topics, thoughtful conversations, with a little sprinkle of laughter.
We're not relationship experts, and this isn't professional life advice.
We're just two ordinary souls willing to share our extraordinary journey in the hope of inspiring and encouraging you.
In our first podcast of the new year, we're diving deep into the art of setting attainable goals and making this year truly transformative.
Yes, so join us as we navigate this journey of self-improvement and empowerment, providing you with the tools to make 2024 your best year yet.
We have set a 5-point layout for a new year and fresh start to 2024.
5 points may sound small, but we plan to jump in on how to set goals as a couple and individual. And 2023-2024 was a fast transition, and it has already been over 3 months since our last podcast. So let's get started. Oh, you remembered?
Wow, you remember? I remember.
An elephant never forgets. I just referred to myself as an elephant.
Okay. Well then.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I'm a little feisty today.
Good. Feistiness is good. We need some feistiness in our lives.
Okay.
That's why I married a Latina. Blaxican.
I was about to correct you.
17 personalities.
You can't.
Just kidding. You have less.
You said I had 7 and now I'm 17?
Yeah, just because it's more
in your face. Anyway.
Man, it has been 3 months and it feels like 3 months too.
Well, we took most of November, December, and we were supposed to be back in January, but we took January off too, which I think was actually much needed. I feel like 3-month break is perfect.
Yeah.
Because remember our first season, after that first season, we were like, 1 week off wasn't enough. And then our second season, we're like, okay, we're going to take
2 weeks off. Or no, we took a month.
No, we took 2 weeks. And we're like, nope, not enough. Then after the third season, we were like, okay, we're going to take 2 months off, right?
Yep.
November and December and come back January. 2 months turned into 3. And I feel like 3 is perfect.
Yeah.
Because January is also busy.
I was kind of, were you getting anxious of like getting back and feeling like we're leaving everybody?
No. I don't get anxious about.
I missed you guys. I was ready. I was like, hey, we need to get back and get some input and some info out there.
I get anxious about things, but not about this. Okay? Like, you are very excited about the podcast. This all started because of you.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love that you have a passion for something.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Other than donuts.
I love donuts. I ate a donut today.
I'm just kidding. Baby. But
I am passionate about it. I enjoy it.
And I know you were ready, but that's why I was like, well, when he's really ready.
she was milking it basically.
He'll do it. Because I was like, well, have you come up with our outline for this season? Do you even know what we're going to talk about on the first episode? Like, because I did a lot of the planning, I feel like.
Last season.
On
the last half, yes, you did.
I think like in the last 3 seasons, I came up with a lot of the first season, you came up with a lot. And then the second and third season, I feel like I came up with the majority of the topics, and I was just like, my brain is running out of ideas.
Yeah.
And so this time I was leaving it up to you. I'm like, ponte las pilas, let's go, Energizer Bunny. You know, that I did milk it. I was like,
yeah,
he'll be ready when he's ready. And you know what got you ready? You want to know what got you over the hump? I'll tell you. Do you know what it is?
No.
It was me putting this podcast room together because it was being used as storage.
That was part of it, yeah.
And now,
yeah.
and then when you saw that I cleaned it and I mopped and I swept and I got all the cobwebs out, and because there was,
and put all the stuff that we bought, new chairs, new rugs.
Speaking about these chairs,
hey, I will hold on to these chairs for years, even when we're not using them in here. They will be put to use.
So, I do like how comfy they are. Like, look, mira.
It is comfortable.
They are comfy. Way more comfy than our last chairs.
We were bunched up on that we were on this like little table kind of squeezed in together.
Watch the old episodes.
The only bad thing is I can't touch her. Like, I'm used to playing footsie with her or touching her hand.
Mira, look at your face. Listen, I'm not saying I don't like to be touched. I do. But you know what?
Oh, I could tell.
Sometimes it becomes a distraction and we lose focus. And I would rather converse, with you. This is quality time for me.
It is.
So anyways, these chairs, back to what I was saying. I like how comfy they are. I don't like the color. They're brown. They might look black, but they're brown. There's just no color.
And no one can notice it.
That's why
I see color. That's
why I wore bright green and bright pink lips. Because there's no color in here.
I don't need color. I'm a black and gray and white guy.
But you know what? Sometimes being simple is good. And this is all his doing. Like, he picked the chairs. I did get a little rug. I was like, nah, we have to have something on the floor. It's going to be so boring. And then I was trying to figure out, what are we doing with the wall? I was going to paint it. Then I was like, I'm going to buy these tiles that are textured in 3D. I was like, that's a lot of work. So I just got a tension rod and some curtains and bada bing, bada boom. I actually like it. And then once you added the lights, I loved it even more.
Well, good.
Because now there's a little color. Anyways.
We do have some color, and we can change it to any color we want. Got 1,200 colors
to
choose from.
But we have pink because it's February.
The month of love. Well, not to get too far off of our whole thing, we are in 2024. Mm-hmm. We completed 2023, which I thought was an amazing year. I thought we had a wonderful experience for 2023. I think we thrived in many areas. I think we got to experience many.
Finish your thought.
Experiences.
You lost your thought.
We traveled. We brought a lot of changes into our home.
We did?
Yeah.
Like what?
We took out a whole swamp cooler.
Oh, yeah.
And put in refrigerated air.
We had some home goals.
We did, and we got a couple of them. We didn't get all of them.
No.
But we got at least 3 or 4 that we wanted to accomplish and get done. So.
However, I do think that we spent a lot of money in 2023.
Well, those were some big changes that we made too.
So I feel like 2024 is a different year. The year of 2024 is going to be different.
We're going to be on a different budget, y'all.
I hope.
I don't know. I doubt it, but
we already have trips planned for 2024, like 5 trips planned.
But I think we accomplished a lot, and then even more, not just in the physical part, or not physical part, but like materialistic part. I think relationship-wise, I think we grew more.
Oh yeah.
Together.
Can you be more specific? I
think that I'm just covering. I'm glazing the donut right now. I'm just glazing the donut. This was like our first full year of living together.
Yeah.
Of experience everything together, traveling, all that stuff. We made
it to a year of marriage.
Yeah, and we didn't have... I can look back and I don't see anything that I can say, oh, I wish that didn't happen, or, oh, that was horrible, or, oh, it's just,
Yeah.
Relationship-wise, like, we still are flowing well. We've worked together really well. I still annoy you every once in a while. I do
sometimes.
a good job sometimes.
I do too, though.
But despite the ups and downs that we have had, it doesn't feel like we've had big peaks and valleys. It seems like we've been consistent through everything, and we've had something. One of the other things is one of our vehicles went bad, and we had to purchase another vehicle. And I think we were smart in that decision and what we did, and we were really strategic in what we were going to do and what we wanted to buy, and we didn't want to buy new, and we wanted to stay within a budget, and we stayed under the budget. So
because life happens.
Man, it did.
Or when our roof started leaking. Remember, we had to get the roof fixed twice. We had to repair three portions or two portions of the roof? 2 portions. Carter's room.
But they were like pretty major.
Yeah. True. Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate
Every
home
time we
repairs.
had to put money towards that, it was like, and it's something that's for a benefit and that we're going to reap from it, but you don't see it. Like, it's done.
And only 2 portions, which
means
means that the rest of the roof is really old still, and eventually it will leak too, and they'll have to replace the whole thing. But we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2023 was still good to us, though.
Yeah, it was.
We've
been very blessed. That's something that people have asked me this year is, how everything's going, how the new year is starting.
We're healthy.
And that has been my 2 go-tos. You know what? I am very blessed.
We're healthy and we have love.
Yep.
Yeah. And our kids too. And new baby.
On the way.
Not us, but our grandbaby. Due in April. Which
that's going to come soon.
2 more months. I'm so excited.
It's going to come quick.
Yeah.
So as we are in 2024, one of the things that we've been wanting to talk about is goals. How do you set realistic goals? What are some of the things that, as you break down larger goals into something more manageable and more achievable, what are things that we can do to do that, and what comes to mind?
Well, I think before you have to set goals, you do have to reflect, right?
Yeah.
So reflect on maybe lessons learned in the past or goals you've set in the past that you didn't accomplish. Well, why didn't you accomplish them? What stopped you? Was your goal too big or too small, or I don't know, it could be anything. So reflection is the first point of our 5 points, is you need to reflect. Have that time to really reflect and analyze past decisions, or where you want to be, where you don't want to be. Yeah. So first reflect, right?
Yeah.
Like as we reflect on 2023, we spent a lot of money. So 2024, I want to try not to spend as much money. Or if we're going to spend the same amount, add more money. It could go either way.
True.
But setting realistic goals is breaking down a large goal into small chunks, right? Making it attainable.
Yeah. One of the things that I've done in the past and kind of has discouraged me from setting goals is that I would set these goals that I didn't look at them in smaller portions. So, people usually ask you, what's your 5-year goal? What's your 10-year goal? I think those are so far out. It's not bad to have those, but I think you have to set smaller goals for yourself just to be able to attain and reach. Because when you do set goals and then the first couple goals that you have, you miss, you get discouraged. You're like,
and then you don't continue.
Oh, I'm not going to do it. And then you stop. Mm-hmm. Just like I did.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, right, I've started a whole health and fitness journey. I set a goal to be under 200 pounds by March 1st. Okay. And I have lost 14 pounds, and I am 6 pounds away, because I weighed myself this morning. I am 6 pounds away from reaching my goal.
Wow.
And March 1st I still got time.
Close,
I'm like, I think I could do it.
You can do it.
So that was my first goal. And then once I reached that goal, you set another small attainable goal. And it doesn't have to just be weight loss. It could be like, I want to save this much money in X amount of months. I want to pay off this much debt in X amount of months. Well, how are you going to do that? You set goals. So you set the goal. And I think it's very important to write your goals down. Write them down.
That is good.
Because they might be in your head, but when it's physically written down, you think about it more. And then when it's physically written down, you can revisit it as often as you want and look at it and read them to yourself or read them out loud. And you develop the habit of, okay, these are my goals. I'm looking at them. And if you're anything like me, I like to check mark every time I complete something.
Mark it off when you complete
Mark
it.
it off. It feels so good. It feels so good to mark it off. So that is very important, is revisiting your goals. Don't just think about them, write them down and forget about them, you know?
So as we are in the relationship talking podcast, one thing that we look at is, of course, we got individual goals.
Yeah.
And also we as a couple should set relationship goals, right? Or
Yes.
goals as something that we can improve on together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people... I've never been in a relationship where that's been a focus.
What, setting goals together?
Yeah, kind of. I
No, me neither.
something that never really. Sat
Oh, are
down
we
and-
doing something new?
Wow,
Okay.
this is new.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we
So
just found
question,
something out.
I have to
Neither of
ask
us
you
have done
something.
that. Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Well, first I need to tell you that you have alfalfa hair and you should probably
Wow.
I just noticed it. There you go. Because I know it's just going to bug you when you start
My
cutting.
headphones.
Perfect, baby.
Thank you, Boo.
You're welcome. Okay. Now, remember at the beginning of the year, last month, when I asked you,
Yes.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I was like, baby, what are your goals for this year? And you're like, I don't know. I haven't really put much thought into it.
I hadn't.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Everyone. Okay, I shouldn't say everyone. Most people.
A lot of people do it at the beginning of the year.
Exactly. So here I'm thinking like, okay, my husband has some goals. I'm sure like that he wants to reach this year. It doesn't have to be us related. It's like personal goals, whatever. And you had none. And meanwhile, I have 1 million.
That's a lot. That's too many.
Okay, I'm exaggerating. I had like 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Like that I set for myself.
Personal.
Personal.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And maybe some unspoken family goals that I have not announced yet. They're in my brain. I haven't written them down yet, but it is on my list. Like I've just been so busy with work and stuff but it's on my list to sit down. Like now that, we're going on this trip this weekend, our first trip of the year, y'all, Portland. He's never been to Oregon. I'm so excited. But anyways, I'm going to have time on the plane to write stuff down. And you know what I mean? Like this is the time I told myself, I was like, okay, I'm going to actually do this year. So anyways, going back to you. Now that you've had some time to think about it, I would like to know what your goals are for 2024.
Wow. What we are talking about here was couple goals.
Oh, we're doing that one first?
And individual goals.
Yeah, we're doing both. That's what I thought.
You want to go through individual first?
I feel like it would be easier.
Yeah.
What do you
And you
think?
want me to go first?
Yes, because I don't want you to steal mine.
I have to be the first person to share my...
Yes, because a husband leads the home.
Oh, I see where you
drop.
went. I see where you went. Okay.
Let's go.
Personal growth or personal goals that I have for myself is, I think, in order for me to lead and to be a man that you can follow and that you can support and encourage and move, my spiritual health needs to grow more. So I've given myself a goal to grow more in Christ.
Okay.
Amen.
That is a great
Preach
goal, baby.
it.
I support.
Thank you.
I support Jer's message.
But
babe,
yeah,
did you write it down?
There's some things that I can. There's some areas that I know I can grow in. There's some areas that I know I have been very laxed in.
Mm-hmm.
And we just
I can agree.
tend to get in a season of, so.
I actually can see that, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty noticeable. I mean, noticeable. It's pretty recognizable.
Baby.
Sorry.
I think we need a whole bloopers of all the words you mispronounced.
There's a bunch of them. But,
Baby,
yeah.
Is that your only goal?
That's my top goal.
Okay, that's your top goal. That's
my
a good goal.
My second personal goal is health.
Are you sure?
Okay, maybe that's like number 4. I guess I would want it to be health because the longer that my health goes, is the longer I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So that would be great.
But
I struggle in that one.
The older we get,
I struggle in the eating department.
The older we get, the harder it is too.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Yeah. But you're not like unhealthy, baby.
No. I want to feel more energetic. I want to feel stronger.
Yeah.
And I'm still exercising, getting stuff done, but
I believe
I could be better.
It's really the eating that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, even me, I've cut back, on a lot, and I cook healthier.
Yeah.
And you eat what I eat, but then you're like eating something else.
I think my problem is I just don't eat enough. In order for me to build muscle and get stronger, I'm required to eat
a
more.
lot. And he won't do it.
I have taught myself to only eat to where I'm comfortable. And so I don't eat. Like I'll eat something in the morning and I go till 1, 2 o'clock and I'm not hungry. And then I eat something 1, 2, 3 o'clock and
sometimes you don't eat until 1 o'clock.
Yeah. A lot of times.
Yeah. And that's not how our metabolism works. You have to have small meals throughout the day.
But then when we work out and all that stuff, that should, get that's where it burns all that and keeps that protein in. But yeah,
you'll get it.
I struggle with it, but I've gotten better than what I ever have in the past. That's for sure.
One of the things that you used to do before me that you don't do anymore, though.
Yeah, I was really good at that, but.
He would bike miles and miles and get all that cardio
different,
in.
Though.
Why is it different?
Because then I'm longer and further away from you.
I'm sure Bruce misses it.
Yeah, I need to. It just now that it's been cold, I don't.
Are you saying?
I don't ride my
bike anymore. What do you mean
anymore.
Now that it's cold? You weren't doing it in the summer or the spring last year.
A little bit.
Or fall.
A little bit. I took a couple rides.
Twice.
No.
You used to go every weekend. Literally, I would see your social media posts. Look, guys, I just did 6 miles. Look, I just did 12 miles. Look, I just did 20 miles. And then you'd show your little bike path and your whole trip.
I was single and I had a dog. That was my relationship.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is...
I wanted to name my dog Grandma just so I could get out of relationships. Be like, oh, do you want to go eat? You want to go hang out tonight? I got to go feed my grandma. Or actually, we're going to go on a walk. And they'd think like, oh, he's so sweet spending time with his grandma.
Stop.
Didn't know that's my dog's name.
Oh, my gosh. Babe.
Bruce is Bruce.
Let's try this communication thing that we talk about. So what I'm hearing is you don't do it anymore, not because it's cold, but because you don't like to spend a lot of time away from me. So what I'm hearing is you would like me to join you in these extracurricular activities that you enjoy.
It makes it more fun. We did buy you a bike.
Actually, my dad gifted me a bike.
You were gifted a
bike. That
bike.
I have yet to use. I think I tested it out once. Carter uses it a lot.
Yeah. I think Carter uses it more than all of us. But
okay.
That is going to get picked up.
I see you.
It is going to come, and I will do more.
I hear you. I can join you. I can join. I'll test it out.
And when you want to go on runs, we go to the Bosque. We can go run.
See,
I will join you for that. See?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Don't joke. Don't joke.
Try it.
You do know that one of my goals is to train for another half marathon.
Do it.
you're doing it with me then.
Let's do it, baby.
13.
I'm going to do it so good.
13.1 miles.
Yeah, that's good.
Running. Not biking.
I would definitely bike it.
Okay. Y'all here are witnesses. He said he will join me in running if I join him in biking.
Yes. Yes. And that encourages us both to get fit together.
Okay. So
it's a new year. It's 2024.
So those are your personal goals, and you got anything else?
Yeah, that's kind of
it.
where, I mean, I've got a couple other things in thought, but we want to not put everyone to sleep here and make them bored.
Individual goals. So those are your goals. So my individual goals, I already mentioned one was getting healthy, losing the weight.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be strong too. I want to have more energy. I want to feel comfortable in my clothes. All that stuff, right? Which I have been working on since like the end of December. So, you know, I didn't wait till January. It started in December.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, so
True.
that's one of my goals. Like I have a goal of reaching 150 pounds. It's road to 150 by 40. So I have 4.5 years. I will reach it before 4.5 years. But that's my goal, is to be at 150. I'd settle for 160 if it was pure muscle. But, you know, because the reality, what for me was when we went to go see that nurse practitioner, we did our blood work and we got all this stuff done. And we did a whole in-body like scan test, and it said I was at 51% body fat. Half of me is fat. So I was like, I looked at the numbers. I was like, oh, hell no. I've never had that much fat in my life. So that was like an eye opener for me to see it on paper, like get the blood work done and just see all my numbers splattered there. Like, I'm 35 years old. I need to take care of myself for you, for the kids, for myself. Like, I want to be here a while. So that was for me big eye opener. So that's like one of my number one goals is to get healthy. Because it's not healthy to have that much fat on you. So, and then not to even mention like around my heart.
Yeah.
I forgot the name
around
of it.
Around your organs. There's
what's the name?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, your number should be at 10 or below, and I'm at 20. I forgot the name. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that was an eye opener too. And then my second goal was I want to read more books because I love to buy books, but I never finish reading them, or I'll start them and then I put them back, and I have a whole bookshelf full of books. So my goal is to read one book a month, and I'm a little bit behind because I'm halfway through my January book. But that's okay because I have 12 months to read 12 books. So even if I don't finish it within that month that I'm trying, I can finish other books sooner, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. But once I finish that book, I have my second book lined up and so forth. So I have 12 books I'm reading. And I wish you would join me in that.
I am. I have some books and I've been reading them.
I've never seen you read them.
Doesn't mean I don't read them.
I don't see book markers. Book page markers.
I don't need a bookmarker.
You just know where you left off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're going to remember the page?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah, because when you open the book, you bend it a certain way, and
you don't
bend the tab.
You do not
and
bend.
I close the book, and I go to the tab that I open up,
You
and then
do
I reopen
not
it.
fold
Yeah.
the paper.
I fold paper, baby. I can make a freaking airplane out of that page.
Oh my gosh!
And still read it.
I'm buying you bookmarks.
Okay. But yeah, I had been wanting to read The Art of War for a long time.
I remember.
And I purchased the little small
like
intro
Cliff Notes
book
version,
of it,
kind of. Yeah.
And my beautiful wife bought me the actual book. So now I have the whole thing. So now I just got through all the history of all the clans that they went through from, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's like before Christ. Yeah. Anyways, it's really cool.
I don't like history. Cool. You know me.
But I have 2 more books that I've added to Amazon. And
I saw that.
those are leadership books.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to grow more in leadership. And then I bought me an LLC book.
I bought you
because we
that.
are going to push forward in making our Jer and Gel Podcast an LLC.
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff that we keep buying and not get any kickback for it.
Yep.
Or claiming it.
Yeah. Lots of stuff.
Those days are over. We're going to get that back.
So, yeah. I just think we should read more and spend less time on our phone.
Yeah, we do that. And then movies too. We spend a lot. I think we need to limit ourselves. We can still watch movies, but we do one. Or we commit
like
to
cuddle a lot.
Watching 1 or 2 series and then we're done.
Yeah.
We will splurge and watch the whole season.
In like 2 days.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But yeah, we could be better than that.
Oh, for sure. So those 2 goals. And then I have set another personal goal to read my Bible more and really seek God more this year. Because I feel like I have been not doing so well in that area lately. And I can feel it. And I notice it. So.
You and I, baby.
Yeah. So reading my Bible more. So one of the things that I've done to not just read the Bible, but actually understand it and get more in depth was I joined a verse mapping class at church. And I'm like so excited about it. I got my little verse mapping notebook and everything. So
I just learned what that was.
Yeah, he didn't know what verse mapping
Never
is.
heard of it.
But you basically dive deeper into scripture. You pick a scripture and you kind of map it out and understand the context, like the history and what the words mean. And like, there's a lot that goes into it. But anyways, I'm a nerd like that. So I am excited to get deeper into the word by doing this class and spending more time in the word. So those are my top 3 for 2024 so far. I have more, but
that's good.
Yeah.
One of our individual goals on here is personal growth and self-care. Mm-hmm. That, your goals should focus on individual well-being and personal development. And we're doing that. We're going to be moving forward in that. So that's good. So and what about health and fitness? We hit that.
Mm-hmm. So what about couple goals?
That one, I just put some stuff on there. I think, which is, these are kind of general as I think these are like important goals to have in a relationship. This is kind of, I wanted to throw it out to everyone else to kind of give you an idea. If you don't have goals, some of the goals that you might want to consider putting into your routine. The one I have on here is communication enhancement. Communication is always huge for me and Gel. We've always, since we met, communication has always been a thing for us. Like, not even trying. It's just like we used to talk about everything. Mm-hmm. And really, like, no holds barred. I had never felt like I shouldn't or can't share something with her, even just as when we were friends. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I would dump verbal spew on her all the time.
I have the verbal text to prove it.
Yeah. Still? You save
I
those?
don't delete text.
Why do you save that? That's weird.
I have the very first text. Should I read it?
No.
Okay.
And you have photos too?
I have everything. I don't delete anything.
You should not have those photos.
In the iPhone settings where you can go to the text message and it says to delete after your text message after 30 days or delete.
Yeah,
or
I tell mine to do that all the time.
Keep.
No.
I always keep my text. I be searching for, because like sometimes I forget passwords and stuff, like to our bank account and stuff. And you text it to me. And so I'm going into the search bar and I'm like texting what I know I text you. I'm like, baby, what is our bank account number? And then I just type that in and boop, it pops up.
I do not keep all that stuff.
I keep all the receipts because I have learned the hard way.
I have a lot, but I don't know how far back.
You have to keep the receipts. Sometimes you just got to prove things. it could.
Wow.
There's gonna be a day.
That's such a woman thing.
Yeah, it is. There's gonna be a day where you're gonna forget that I said something, and then we have like a full blown discussion through text.
I don't have those arguments.
And then I'm gonna be like, hold on, let me pull up the receipt. Argument. Hold up. Look, on June 12th, 2023. This is what you said. This is what I said.
Do you know? Okay. Here's something that my wife may not even know.
Really?
Do you know that 85-90% of the time when we have discussions and you don't agree with something, I never go back and tell you, oh, really? Really? You know what I do? My response to her is, okay.
Yeah.
And then I wait a day, 3 days, 12 days, 2 weeks, and then she comes in, she's like, babe, I am sorry because I remember that. Anyways, I don't fight with it. I don't bring stuff up like that. So no, I will never go to my phone to a conversation to prove a point. If you feel you're right, I'm going to say, you're right, baby. You're right.
Why are you
then when
like
she
this?
comes back later, I'm like, I swore we had that conversation a while ago. Maybe not.
You know what? You're right.
I do not have to prove myself right to nobody, and I've learned that.
Okay, well, it's not necessarily you, but I keep my texts from everyone.
Yeah, I don't.
I have text messages from like 2016, I'm sure. I haven't looked, but...
You probably do. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyways, yeah.
Moving on. A couple goals.
Improve communication. There's skills that you can foster understanding and get a deeper connection. So
is that a goal for us that you want as a couple?
I think we have to continue to improve on that goal. We haven't lacked in that, but like when we're not doing the podcast.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my gosh. You know what? I just had a, what do you call it? A conundrum of an epiphany. I just had an epiphany. Not conundrum, epiphany. I'm sorry, I just cut you off.
Epiphany.
Listen.
Epiphany.
These past 3 months where we haven't been podcasting, I felt it.
What did you feel?
I know I was milking it, but we didn't communicate as much because I feel like the podcast, doing it weekly, was our way of connecting as well and talking about certain topics and just...
our discussions get more in depth here because we share a lot more.
Oh my gosh.
Of what's out there. Our communication, like we still communicate when there's something going on between us, or hey, we need to relay whatever information and stuff, but not to this point to we're spending an hour talking and just sharing things. Like we talk throughout the whole day, but not in depth, I guess.
But it's like, how was your day and how was work? And, it's not like specific topics. Like, what would you do in this scenario? We just don't. I mean, because, we're busy. We both work, and then kids have schedules, and then, we go out on dates sometimes, but we mostly...
Even that we kind of slack.
Because we just stay home and cuddle and have home dates.
Yeah.
But anyways, that you are so right. I think that part of our communication was missing. And I've been wondering, like, we haven't been as close the last 3 months to me. I don't know if you felt that, but
yeah, there's been a little bit of distance at times, and but nothing that's
right.
That's been
just
we still have communication. We still hang out with each other and talk and stuff, but it could be better. You can always improve on it. So these are things that are important to us, and I think that they should be important to you as well because you benefit from it.
One of the things I have noticed about myself is I need to practice active listening because I don't always listen. Like, I don't know if you've noticed lately.
I've noticed. I've been calling you out on it a lot.
I know you have, but like he'll be talking and I cut him off and then I start like, cause my brain, I explained my brain to you today.
She has 50 questions before I even finish explaining what I'm trying to explain to her.
He's telling me a story.
What did he do? What are they going to do on that?
It could be like,
I'm like, babe.
Could be like a work related story, and then I have a million questions right away. I'm like, okay, but did this happen? Did this happen? Like, or like even with like our children, like, okay, well, did they say this? Did they say this? Or what happened? Like, give me the details. And I'm trying to tell you the story. Is what he tells me. I'm like, okay, so then I'll stop. But then I don't know. It's like I have to like hold on. Because you don't.
Let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
But you know what I realized, babe? Is because you take too long to get to the point. So I'm like, okay, but come on, let's go. And so I'm trying to speed it up, and at the same time, I'm cutting you off and not being a good listener. And I realize that I've been doing it a lot more lately. I don't know why, and I'm sorry.
Because you're impatient with my stories. I tell some good stories, babe.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, I am working on that. So yeah, as a couple, yes, I think we can enhance our communication for sure.
Another thing that's very important to us as a couple, for point number 2.
I would say financial planning would be.
Quality time together. Okay, if I was to take that away from you, quality time.
Baby.
You would not be disappointed?
No, we have tons of quality time. That's why I'm saying financial planning should go above quality time because we already spend too much time together.
Apparently, I don't ride my bike no more.
No, we spend a lot of time. Like the only time I don't see you is when you're at work and when I'm at work. And then when I work remote, because I work 1 day a week remote, I still see you because you're at home.
Sometimes.
Yeah, not lately. You've been really busy at work. Yeah. But sometimes you'll bring work home and work from home with me.
I think this month and next month are going to be...
So, yeah, that's the only time we don't see each other is when we're at work. So from 8 to 5, or I should say 7:30 to 5.
Yeah.
7:30 to 5:30 because, travel time. We don't see each other. But we're together all the time.
We probably make 1 to 2 calls throughout the day.
Oh, we text throughout the day. We text a lot throughout the day, I feel like. Some days more than others, but I always call you at lunch or we just check in with each other throughout the day because I can't go like hours without talking to him. So I'll like be randomly sitting at my desk at work and I'm like, I wonder what he's doing. Let me check Life 360. And then I'm checking Life 360, see where he's at. Oh, he's at work or, oh, he's at home. Or sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're at a restaurant. I don't know where you're at. But I do check. And then I'll randomly text him like, I love you. I love you so much. Or thinking of you. So like, I think we might go like 3 hours maybe.
Probably.
2 to 3 hours of not reaching out. But then we're texting about something. Or he'll send me links about articles. Because he, works for the journal. Am I not supposed to say that? Oops. I don't know. It don't matter. You don't want people to know where you work? The newspaper, y'all. For those out-of-staters, the newspaper. We call it the journal. Anyways, so he'll send me links or I'll send him like stuff or like I recently just redid our whole budget spreadsheet because again, I'm a nerd and I'm like, this is how much we brought in January. This were our expenses and this is how much debt we have. And yeah, so I sent him like screenshots.
This is a snapshot of February and this is how much money we're going to have left over.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll do stuff like that on my lunch breaks at work and stuff. And we text throughout the whole day. So I feel like quality time is not
keep in touch.
A huge priority on my list because we do have a lot of quality time, even, because we get home and we're spending time together. We either work out or we make dinner and eat, like we watch a show or a movie like every night. And now we can add podcasting again.
We're back.
Yeah. So I would say financial planning.
Yeah.
Is kind of a couple goal I would like to work on this year because it's stressful. And so typically like both of our paychecks, our money goes into our joint account and I pay all the bills and I make the spreadsheet and you don't ever have to pay the bills. I don't even think you know how to pay them. So
no, if I had to go in there, I probably wouldn't know what to do on
because he
majority
doesn't.
of them.
He doesn't know which.
I don't have access to.
He doesn't. He
all
does
the stuff, and I don't care to.
I want you to. So one of the things I want to do is.
But you're good at doing it. I mean,
I know, and I don't mind doing it. I don't mind.
That's like me editing and cutting and setting up everything for the podcast. Yeah.
But what I'm okay.
I do it because you don't enjoy it.
I don't even know how to do that. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, but see, this tech stuff is different than paying bills.
Yeah.
So I was thinking because you don't know like all the money that's coming in and out, like the specifics, like how many subscriptions we have and like where our money is going. Like you don't know. And so that's why I put it on paper and we haven't had a budget meeting yet, but I want to have a monthly budget meeting as part of our couple financial planning goals because I want us to
That's a good goal then.
Both be on the same page as far as saving, as far as where we can cut back. Because
what our limits should be on spending, what we're spending on.
We're both
we got
spenders.
a little wild there.
Yeah, we're both spenders, but I feel like lately I've been spending a lot more than you have because I have this new like hobby that I want to start. And that's a whole different podcast. So we'll talk about that later. But anyways, so that is our goal that I want. And I want you to sit down with me and actually see me pay the bills. I want you to know which websites to go to pay all the bills. Like, where does our mortgage come out of? Obviously, the utilities, you know how to do. Like, that's easy. Just, And the good thing about my computer that I use to pay the bills is that the passwords are already there and both our fingerprints work for it. So all you got to do is just go to the website and put your finger. I think your finger still works. Anyways. Yeah. So that is one of my couple goals that I would like to work on is work towards those financial goals for both of us so that we're on the same page for the whole year.
That's good.
You know.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's important.
I'd like you to be stressed out with me.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
kidding.
get stressed out about that. I really don't.
It doesn't stress you out, but it stresses me out. See, I get anxious about things like that, and you get anxious about podcasting.
What we bring in right now covers what we need. So we're not lacking in anything as far as like, we don't have money to pay this bill.
I get that.
Oh, I can't pay this bill because if that was happening, then I would be stressed out about it. But I know our income covers what we
and I understand that. But I think about the bigger picture and I think about months down the road or I think about, you know what I mean? Where you don't.
And I think we're at that point where we're planning for that because months down the road, like now there's been a lot of changes at my job, which may affect my current pay status. Like I still will bring in my base, but as far as bonuses and stuff, that might change. And I don't know how that's going to affect my pay because we've been banking on monthly and quarterly every month to knowing that, hey, like a month and a half ahead, I'm telling her, hey, we're going to, here comes next month, I'm making quarterly bonus and we can expect this amount, Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to have that March, April, May. So
yeah. So
until we figure it out, we'll see. But
we have some planning to do. But what I do like about our bank is that we have our joint checking and savings. And then we also have other accounts. Like we have an account for vacation funds. We have an account for home repair funds. And we even have a Christmas fund account.
So all that money is there and it shows.
Yes. And it shows. And so anytime we have a little bit extra, we put it in the home repair or the Christmas or the vacation fund. If we know we have a vacation coming up, we're like, okay, we're going to put money in there. This is how much we need to spend. Like, so I like that it's broken down that way and they're actually labeled that way. And in case y'all are looking for a good bank, I mean, I'm not being paid for this, but shout out to our bank, State Employees Credit Union. Anyways, so it's cool that they have it set up that way, or that you can set it up that way.
It's nice because we can put money aside and we can have.
So we have those financial goals set aside. But anyways, moving on past financial planning, shared responsibilities. You have that as a couple goal, which I've noticed you have done a lot better this past week.
What stresses my wife out is this.
Craig's anxiety.
Yeah.
Is that I do all the work. I do all the cleaning and I do all the picking up and I do all the dishes and the cooking and the sweeping and mopping and the laundry, except for putting it away because that's Jer's thing. I wash and dry.
And that's partially true. What she just said.
So one of the goals that I want is to make our bed every day. I used to do it all the time. And then like me and Jeremy got together and the bed never gets made anymore.
We roll out of bed and we're gone.
Yeah, because
then Bruce gets in the bed and
we're
uses it.
Like running late, or we're just a lot goes on in the morning, and so, but he's the last one out of bed, so the last person out of bed should make the bed. That is just a rule. Yeah. Anyways, plus I feel like if you make your bed every morning,
you've already accomplished something.
You have. It's the first thing you accomplish.
Yeah.
There's a whole book about it.
Sometimes I just get lazy and it's like, oh, I'm going to come in.
So he's been doing that, which I love. And I came home yesterday and there was a load of laundry in the dryer and he was putting away a load already. Like he had the dishwasher unloaded because the clean dishes were done and he had dirty dishes in there already. And I'm like, I came home and I had flowers waiting for me.
She kept asking, what's wrong?
I was like, what are you doing? Like, why did you get me flowers? I haven't gone out on vacation and come back. That's the only time he gets me flowers is when I leave and come back. I'm like, what is the occasion? He goes, babe, I have to tell you something. I was like, what'd you do? And he didn't do anything. He was just being sweet. And I was like, oh. And I
just know she likes yellow flowers. She likes sunflowers, but they didn't have sunflowers, so I bought her daisies. And some yellow
lilies. They're lilies.
I don't know what they are. They're yellow.
They're daisies and
yellow
lilies. Calla lilies, I think.
Okay.
But anyways,
they're cute.
They are. And so I've noticed that he has been sharing our house responsibilities a lot more lately, and I really appreciate you for that, baby.
I'm trying to.
I even told you that. I shared that with you this morning.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it a point to work on some of the things and be better at it. We have 2 dogs and they bring in a lot of hair and a lot of dirt. So I vacuum often, but it doesn't look like a vacuum often. Mm-hmm. And then, dishes are like one of the biggest things too that they get piled up. Yeah. And gets you overwhelmed because
we just have to
dirty dishes,
unload the dishwasher consistently.
Yeah.
So that we can always be loading it up, But
yep,
that's what happens when you save money and cook at home, which is not a bad thing. So, shared responsibilities is another good couple goal, and then the next one would be intimacy and romance. Oh, your favorite. Here we go. What is our couple goal? Oh my gosh, am I gonna regret this? Why is this on the list?
You want to keep the spark, keep the fuego, keep the lava running through the volcano.
Stop.
to keep that fire nurtured and alive with intimacy and romance. Yes, we like romance. Hola, mi amor.
You have
How are you today?
prioritized physical affection.
Yeah.
We already touch each other too much.
There is never too much touching. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But that is never too much.
New ways to connect emotionally. So the cards that I bought.
Go back a little bit and start on that again.
The cards?
Yeah, because...
Well, I want to tell you what they are because you didn't explain to them. They're not intimacy cards.
No,
they're
but
date night.
They do create intimacy.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's not just physical and sexual.
So they're scratchers with 40 different dates on them. You pick one, you scratch it off, and you have to do what the card says for your date. One of them is really cool because the only one that I saw when I bought it on Amazon, because you know how they have the examples or the sample cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can read them.
Yeah. So one of them was scratched off, and it was go to the store and buy paintbrushes, paint, and canvases, and paint each other. That was a date night. Which, you know, that stuff is inexpensive at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
So, and then they even have little easels at the Dollar Tree. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get an easel and a canvas. And I can't wait till we get that one. I hope it's in the pack. But anyways, it'd be cool to paint each other to see how you view me and how I view you. And I mean, his will be a lot better than mine because in case y'all didn't know, he's an artist. Like he used to go to school for drawing. So he's very artistic. I draw stick people.
Which I haven't done in years.
Oh, please.
I haven't.
You dabbled, like, when I got you that drawing journal. You dabbled. It was good.
A little bit.
Anyways.
A little bit.
I'd like to see you work your magic with paint. Anyways, so that's one of the dates. So I wonder what the other dates are. Some of them are home dates. Some are going out, or it just depends. So yeah. I bought that because we have been slacking on going on our regular dates. Like I feel like we should at least have 2 dates a month. Like every other week, we should be going on a date. Like a designated, intentional date.
A must.
Minimum every other week, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I bought them for, is, you know, so that we can add some fun some fun and connection to our relationship.
See,
and it was only like $15.
Spark. That's keeping the spark, the fire
alive,
the lava in the volcano.
Staying alive.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's gonna be fun.
So,
when are we gonna do the first card?
Well, since we're going to Portland this weekend, probably when we get back.
Okay.
Because we don't have time this week.
True.
Yeah. Is that the only thing for intimacy and romance?
That's all that I had on there as of right now.
I mean, for our couple goals, like, those are the only goals you have in mind for us? We got to write all these down. You know that. We're going to be doing this on the plane. I'm very serious about writing these down. So I'll probably end up doing it like having our couples goals and having our individual goals separate. Yeah. But these are just ideas for y'all to really think about as far as, you know, the individual goals we shared or the couple goals, whatever it is that you want to achieve.
I think you should do both.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's critical because if you're not growing yourself, you're not benefiting your spouse. Mm-hmm. If you're not growing as a couple, you're not benefiting your relationship.
Right.
So I think there has to be both.
I think so too.
I don't think it's just. I think if you're just doing individual goals, then you're being selfish. That's why.
While in a couple, we all know that not all of y'all are in a relationship. There's listeners that are not in a relationship.
No, but when you are in a relationship, you should have couple goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so, and there's more than just couple goals and individual goals. You know, there's, I guess it would land in the individual goals, but what are your work aspirations? What goals do you want to set for yourself at work, you know, or for your career? So there's health, there's career, there's spiritual, there's emotional goals. There's all kinds of goals you could set. So we challenge you to come up with your top 3 couple goals, top 3 individual goals, and work on them for 2024.
Yes.
Write them down. Yes. Revisit them.
Yes.
Yeah. So we went over we said 5 points. So the first one is reflect. The second one was set realistic goals, manageable and attainable, small chunks.
We took a lot of time on that one because we did do both realistic, we kind of couple and individual.
We went through what we would do for a couple and individual. But the third point would be mindful planning. You know, fostering a positive mindset for overcoming any challenges that might happen when you set a goal and maybe not reach it. Okay, so adjust it. You don't reach it in the specified time that you wanted to do it. Adjust your goal.
Yes.
Goals can always be changed. It's not definite. You can change your goal. It's okay.
Don't give up on it.
Yeah. So that's one of the techniques you can do when doing the planning process is change the goal. Did it work? Okay. Next cycle. And actually, I don't know where I saw it, if it was TikTok or if I read an article, I can't remember, but it's actually good to have, it's good to have long-term goals, but you don't get to your long-term goals without setting the short-term goals first. So it's good to set goals 3 months at a time, right? Like if you think about quarters, you know, there's 3 months to a quarter. Right? At least for your work, I think. So you set quarter goals. So that's every 3 months you have new goals. Okay. You set goals for the first 3 months of the year, January, February, March. Okay. Let's revisit those goals at the end of March. Did you reach them? No. Okay. Adjust them. And then, April, May, June, you work on those goals that you readjusted or created new ones because you finally reached the other ones. And you just go from there every 3 months. I think I saw it on TikTok, but anyways, so when I on the plane and I decide to do this, I want to do it in 3 month chunks, right? Like your January, your February, your March, and then move on to the next quarter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would suggest that. Yeah. But that would be, so you have mindful planning.
And I think with that too is you've got that going, but I think one of the other things to do is challenge yourself to grow. Mm-hmm. And the only way you can do that is by reading, learning new things, bringing those new things into your life, mm-hmm. into your little circle, you know.
And maybe having an accountability partner. Maybe you don't have a spouse. Huge. So finding an accountability partner who wants to set goals as well. It could be anybody. It could be a relative. They don't have to set goals with you, but maybe write your goals down, let them read them if you want to share and be like, do you think these are attainable? Do you think I should tweak them? You know, whatever, get someone's opinion and then have them hold you accountable. You had this listed. Why aren't you doing it? You know, finding that person you can trust.
Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day. I think it was at
That's
church.
Part of point number 5 is community and connection.
Yeah. But they were saying in the health and not in the health, in the mindful planning portion of it, that it's always, so when we get people, when we're surrounded by people, typically you should always have someone that's ahead of you, right? Whether it's in...
You should have someone in your life or have friendship or like a mentor who is where you want to be.
Yeah. They're more successful. They're wiser.
Like you look up to them. You see them. You're like, man, I want to be where they're at. Like the saying goes is you are the people you surround yourself with. Okay.
And that's very true. So you need to have people in your life that you can be pulling from, and be like a taker. You know, you're taking stuff, you're learning information, and you're gaining knowledge, you're learning all that. And then you should always have someone that is not at that pace. Maybe there's someone that you know that wants to be where you are. You can help them attain more goals. Maybe they're struggling in relationship. Maybe they're struggling financially. Maybe they're struggling with parenting or whatever, and you might have a better grasp on it. Then you should have someone that's ahead of you and someone
who has experience.
Yeah.
Right.
And someone that you can pull, a mentor and a mentee.
They have experience in a specific field that you want to be in, or experience being a better parent, or experience with anything that you want to improve in yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always good to have.
And by
there's something to aspire to.
Yeah, and when you have that, like you're not just taking from someone, you're pouring out into other people.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've gotten to experience recently in many ways. You know, being able to share with others that, you know, they're going through hard times, or they're going through difficulty, and they're going through stressful situations and stuff. And a lot of times when you're in those situations, you don't see beyond the guards that you have. You know, you just see what's in your world.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can speak into other people's lives that are dealing with situations, or dealing with issues, or struggling, or, you know, having emotional breakdowns or whatever, you know. So
yeah,
that's good.
Very true. So the 5 points, I'm going to just recap. Reflect. Number 2, set realistic goals. Number 3, mindful planning. Number 4, we kind of glossed over it because we kind of talked about it earlier, but it's health and wellness. Prioritizing your physical and mental well-being.
Yeah.
That should be a goal. Explore maybe realistic fitness routines and self-care practices. Doesn't have to be fitness. It could be just eating better. It could be meditation, you know, whatever it is.
Going for a walk. Taking your dogs for a walk.
Taking
5, your new shoes for a walk.
I don't want to walk in my new shoes.
I like walking in my new shoes.
And then 5 is community and connection. Cultivating those meaningful relationships, sharing your goals with others for mutual support, encouragement, and accountability.
Yeah.
So those are the 5. You know, we hope that this year is different for you, that it's better, that you are more accomplished by the end of the year. I mean, I already know, I already feel like I've done a lot, and we're already in February.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have those goals and be like, oh my gosh, I got this far. Let's see how much further I can get next month. And, you know, it's kind of like a game.
Yeah.
Make it fun.
It's nice when you start checking off little things, you know, it's encouraging. It gets your excitement going. And once you accomplish those small goals, it's like, man, I know I can get that next one. I can get a bigger one. Then start setting those bigger goals. Start setting, like, you know.
And
like
you do it at work all the time. You're like, because he's in sales. So he, you know, sets goals for himself. Like, got to talk to this client, and I got to get this much for this month. And you haven't not missed a goal. I haven't seen you come home and be like, I didn't reach my goal this month. Not yet. And he's been there for 3 years. You have not told me. At least you haven't.
I have. It's been missed, but what ends up happening is either I make it up on the next month, or I had a really good month before.
Right.
And I barely skin it by my skin of my teeth. But yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed the first episode of
Season
Jer
4
and Gel Podcast Season 4. Yeah.
We're glad we're back, y'all. We hope you are glad that we're back too.
Yes.
Because we're excited to hear from you as always. We want to hear feedback. We want you to join us on our social media.
We would love for you to like our episodes, our clips, and our reels. We would love for you to subscribe. We are on YouTube.
Yes.
You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the podcast platforms, iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify. We're on everything, y'all. Pick your favorite.
And share. If you know someone that can benefit from this, or you just, hey, you got to listen to these guys because they're crazy.
Yeah.
You know, share it.
Well,
we've got some goals. One of our goals is to grow this podcast.
It is a goal. We didn't even talk about that goal.
No, we didn't, but we've got some goals to reach this time around. The last couple seasons, we kind of, we stayed committed. We stayed focused on doing the podcast, but on the back end of stuff, as far as us posting at a frequency that we're supposed to, and
that's my job.
Keeping everything consistent and putting out like the right keywords and tags and all that stuff.
We haven't been consistent. We kind of
just did it last minute sometimes.
But this year is different because this year is going to be transformative. Transformative. Baby, it says right here, transformative.
How did I say it earlier? Transformative?
I don't know.
Transformative.
And a year of growth. Yes, yeah. Both. I agree. So thank you guys. Until next time, we will see you again.
Thanks for joining us on the Jer and Gel Podcast.
No, that's not how we do it. It's been a while. It goes, thank you for tuning into
Jer
and Gel
together podcast.
No, it was in the beginning. No? Oh, Turning the Page. Thank you for listening to Turning the Page with
Jer
and Gel. We'll see you next time. We don't say podcast. I
like saying Jer and Gel Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll work on it. And cut. Did you cut it?
I got it.